Hello everyone and welcome back to Farmer Joe Homesteading. Today on our farm update, I am going to show you guys our nightly chore routine. So I had realized that I typically just do all my filming during the day, and so you guys always just end up seeing the morning routine. So I figured this week I would show you the night routine, which includes milking and getting the eggs and locking the geese up, which is the racket you hear. Will always hide their eggs, so I always have to make a point of actually coming in here, moving all the bedding, feeling around. It's just the run to make. So I'm trying to wipe off some of the straw so it doesn't all end up in my house. And that's it for them at night. I just lock the gate. I leave the door to the coop open because it's warm enough at night. It's not a big deal. The geese typically just sleep outside anyways. There are a couple chickens in there. The Americanas won't leave. So they stay in there, which is really not the end of the world. So the geese are usually pretty easy unless they're off gallivanting somewhere in the pasture. Then I have to call them back, and they're usually really, really good about coming back when I call them, which is really awesome. So that's it for the geese. The chicks, on the other hand, are typically a bit of a rodeo because when they hear my voice, they all come out. You can hear them starting to come out. They're getting excited because they can hear me, which means they typically think there's treats. I can tell the goats have been out here today because things have been trashed. So for the little ones, I gotta check all of the feeder and waters that they have in here. So I can tell their water is empty. So we're gonna need to fill that. And obviously the baby goats got in here, trashed their feed, so we're gonna need some of that. I've got a feeder on the other side. Hello, turkey. So, oh, you guys just trashed the place. You do, you just trashed the place. Alright. Alright, there's the other feeder. So we'll top that up. I like to keep an eye on little turkeys. I can hear that there are some turkeys out, which I'm assuming are hiding over here somewhere. I can hear them chirping. Okay. I can hear it, but I can't see it. I'm gonna have to turn my video off to get my flash. The bronze feather pattern matches right in with their bed. So typically when I check on them, I kick all of the big roosters out of here because they just get in here to eat their food and water because they're rotten. But I'm gonna worry about filling their food and water first because they're all going a bit nuts. With the waters, I'm gonna go ahead and check on the girls and see if their water needs filled and then just get it all done. Hey girls. Oh, they still have quite a bit. Get food in shape. Yeah, that'll be good. Till well into tomorrow. Good night, girlies. I'm here in my feed shed. The chicks have been getting a mix of starter and grower because there's various ages in there, and there's no harm in doing the starter. It has a little bit higher protein and it's medicated. So they are going to get a mix of that, and I figured while I'm in here, I'll get my bucket ready for the milk grain for the morning and for tonight so that I don't have to come back and got the feed ready. The goats are getting some grain. Usually I'm giving Annie for night milking, and then I'm soaking alfalfa pellets and beet pulp overnight for the morning milking, and then it will make this bucket like overflowing for the morning, so then I have more than enough for the 3 goats for the morning milking. But I'm only currently milking Annie at night, so she just gets a little bit of grain. So this bucket full is usually a little bit too much, but that just means I have a little bit to top up the bins in the morning. So now they have that bin full, and the bin over here is full for these guys. They are all out getting a drink of water right now, so I'll need to go out and get that, but I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting the roosters out of here and making sure that the turkeys have the food and water that they need for the night, and do a head count and make sure that they're all in here and accounted for. So first step is cleaning this water, which is always super disgusting. It just needs a good swirl around. There's still enough water in here for the night, so all good. Get that back in there for them. You little stinker, get back. Now, feeder here. It gets right packed full of shavings, so I usually just try to pop it open. A lot more interesting one-handed. Pop it open, shake it out. There's a little bit of feed in there, and they will pick through that. And then their feed gets hidden in the coop right here. This is medicated turkey starter. They get a scoop. For these little guys for bedtime. Now I just need to do a head count. There should be 12 turkeys and 2 leg bar roosters in here. Alright, I counted 12. We are all set for bedtime. Now these guys like to jump in there because obviously it's warmer, there's heat, there's always good food, and they don't have to fight for everything out here like these guys do. So, all right, now we'll go ahead and get this water and bring it in. And hopefully that'll coax some of these guys to head back for bed. All right, come on. Bedtime. It's bedtime. Bedtime. Go to bed. Go to bed with your buddies. Now, fighting with them is usually the last thing I do at night. Hopefully with the fresh food and water, we'll be able to get in there and lock them up easy. So the bunnies at night, they've already been fed a few times today. Hello, Miss Moo. How are you? You're such a good bunny. Yeah, you're such a good bunny. So I can see she toppled her water over. She still has a little bit of pellets. We'll get her some grass. Oh, you have lots of water. There you go, sweet girl. She was thirsty. Perfect. So hers is dealt with. I'm just gonna pick her some fresh grass. Check Mr. Franklin over here. Hello, bud. Hi, how are you?
All right, so he still has some pellet. We'll get him some grass, and his bottle is empty, so we will go ahead and fill that for him. Which is why I filled an extra bucket of water. All right, bunnies are all set. He's got lots of grass. Water's full. She's got her water situated here, and lots of grass for the night. So they are all done. Oh, I just can't get over how beautiful she is. Okay. Now that all the immediate things for food and water is situated, now it is time to go get the rest of the eggs from the other flock. And then I always save goats for last because goats takes the longest with milking, and the milk needs to get into the house, into the fridge as fast as possible, so it just makes sense for them to be last. Now, I know where all the hiding spots are. Every once in a while, yeah, there's an egg in there this time. Every once in a while, I get one in here. I don't really use the bottom. I've already had abandoned ship. There's none in here. This one they've been hollowing out, but they haven't used. Ooh, there's two. They really like these top boxes. Just make sure there's none further. There's a couple. Clean up as much of the straw as I can, otherwise it all ends up on my floor. Switched it up. Alright. And there's the turkey eggs right where they always lay. There it is. Today's basket. Got some nice greens, beautiful blues, the browns, the turkeys, and the goose. We are on to milking goats. I always milk Annie first, and then I'll have a look at Big Mama's bag, and if she has anything, I'll fill up the rest of the jar. Annie, I'm a little bit late, so Annie is a little bit anxious about this business here. She's a little bit clingy. Important thing with milking, making sure I get the top chain and the bottom chain, or I have everybody in here breathing down my neck. Miss Annie, I'm getting there. Come on. Grain goes in the bin. The kids' Tonka toy is the easiest for keeping everything at their height until I fix my ramp. There you go, Annie. There you go, Annie. All right, get her locked in. I have been sitting at the back of this milk stand to milk her for the last few weeks because that just works so much better. Hey, Miss Annie. nights, which is about the amount we got this morning, which means her production's definitely increasing. So we got definitely like a quart and a half, I'd say, of milk from Annie today. Good girl. Once that's done, I like to open the door. Farmer Joe is really good about latching it for me. Put our milk down first before we make an accident here. Open their door so they can get in there. Close it during the day because Annie hides in there from me, so I can't milk her. All right, everybody. Make sure I get all the buckets for tomorrow. So, one goat update. Hello, Mama. One goat update that we do have for the week. We still have 10 goats. We have 4 babies that are leaving on the weekend. So this is most likely going to be the last video we have with all of the goats. Mama, I don't have anything for her. All 3 of Big Mama's triplets are leaving. We also have Aster heading off, which leaves us with just Astro and Jupiter. We are planning to eat in the fall, so they will be staying, hanging out with the rest of the crew. They have already been banded, they've been castrated, so you don't have to worry about that. We waited a full 12 weeks before weaning. Well, none of them are really going to wean, but we waited a full 12 weeks before getting rid of any of them, so we wanted to make sure that they were able to stay on mom and get as much of their mama's milk as they could because we knew how beneficial that would be to them. So we are ready to say goodbye, as sad as it is, and go down to just our regulars and our milkers. So it would be sad to see them go, but they're starting to get naughty, as you saw from the state of the chick pen. They get into everything and they eat everything, so it's time for them to move on to new homes. My plan worked and all the chicks put themselves to bed, so I don't have to do any chasing tonight. Go ahead and close their door. I need to get a latch on it one of these days instead of using a bucket of tools, but that's it. So that is all for my nighttime chores. I head back to the house carefully with my little basket of eggs and my quart of milk and start all over again tomorrow. Sometimes for nighttime routine, I do have Farmer Joe with me, but not often, and every once in a while, on a rare occasion, little Bobo comes, but it's usually past his bedtime, so this is usually some me time to come out and get everything done. I did manage to get some things done in the garden and got the greenhouse finished, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that footage for that part of the update of the week. We also need to get the greenhouse prepped and ready. And I left everything in it because I'd heard it was better for the soil to leave it. So I'm going to be tucking it all back in, and we need to fill more dirt because the dirt had settled. So I'm going to put more dirt over top of this and use this as like a compost in the dirt underneath. The greenhouse is officially ready to be planted. Just need to staple back up the plastic in that corner that blew off, and that's it. So we are finally ready to get the greenhouse planted. But step 1 is getting my soaker hose ready and in position to make for easier watering this year. All right, got this hose weaved around in here. Some spots it's not super flat, but it will get better over time. That will make watering significantly easier for me, so on tough days I don't have to worry about not having time to water. Gardening with a sick kid on my back. So first thing I want to do is put the plants out where I want them and kind of make a design. I had made a design in the house on paper, but once you actually get out here, it's nice to put them all out and see how it will all work together. All right, I have it all planned out. I'm gonna do pretty much similar to what I did last year. So we're gonna do herbs in this section, marigolds around the edge, marigolds around this edge. We'll do herbs again on this side. cucumbers along the back wall. I got some sunflowers and some more herbs over here. And we got tomatoes. Children. Are we gonna plant children? No. Tomatoes. And then we'll do the little peppers over here on this side. And then I have a little space here to get some hot peppers, which I'm gonna have to buy from the local greenhouse because I can't seem to find seed for those. So that's the plan. My helpers stacked all the cups as I went along. So we have everything in. We got all the cucumbers up along the back. Marigolds planted. Tomatoes. Peppers. And then I planted some more little mints here, and then on this edge, and I'm gonna plant some herb seeds in the middle. So I decided I'm going to plant some herbs in here that will be for cutting and drying periodically throughout the year to save. So I know that in the greenhouse they're going to be more prolific than outside, so I'm gonna do some of the basics in here that can be cut and dried throughout the whole season. All right, it is officially done and planted. It looks a little sparse, but last year it was sparse, and so I filled it, and then it was an absolute jungle. So I'm going to leave it because I know like these cucumbers are going to get crazy and up to the roof. I know that the tomatoes are going to fill out and get up to the roof. The peppers get really full and wide, so this is going to be good. We'll just get the couple hot peppers that we need, and that is it. Now, I really love herbs, which is why I planted some of them in my greenhouse, and I did it last year too, and I really liked it. I do plan on putting quite a few different varieties of herbs in our garden, and I also have a raised bed that will be strictly for herbs as well this year. Saving and processing our own herbs makes me really happy. I love them. I love the flavors. I love being able to use them fresh in salads and such. And because we are also poultry farmers, it's nice to plan ahead and know what we are going to use. I know that we're going to use lots of thyme and rosemary in our chickens, so making sure that we grow lots of that to freeze to be able to make our own poultry spice blends is really important. So planning ahead a little bit on what you're going to use is really important. Thank you guys so much for watching our video. As always, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, just comment them below, and we will see you guys next time. I also wanted to add that the only reason I am wearing a headband again is not because it is super cold. It is getting cooler in the evenings for sure, but it is because mosquito season is upon us. And to save my ears and neck from the wrath of mosquitoes while milking, I'm back to headbands at night.